But you're doing a Stevie Wonder impression or Ray Charles or something.
That's what I'm doing. So, Matthew, nice to see you again.
Yes, Lewis, how are you?
I am just Ducky.
Ducky, yeah.
So, I figured we'd take a few minutes or so to talk about your favorite subject. The youngest governor in the United States.
Youngest?
Youngest.
Okay.
Governor?
Who's
No,
that?
I take that. Yes, Governor. I believe that's the governor. Her name
Who might
is.
that be? I don't follow very many governors.
Holy crap! Who's the governor of Arkansas?
Don't remind me. She's going to be doing the Republican response at the State of the Union.
Right. Well, see, that's one of the things I figured we'd talk about.
I don't even know if I want to watch her or not, to be honest with you. She's like nails on a chalkboard. I heard her enough as a press puppet.
Well, she's already done so much since she's been in office for about a month.
Well, yeah, she's gotten rid of one thing that wasn't even there in the first place.
The CRT in elementary schools.
Yeah.
And don't forget the Latinx.
Yeah, that too. And then drag queen stuff. Yeah. Oh, it did? All right. My wife told me that the drag queen thing got changed, so mine. Oh, I guess it doesn't say the word drag anymore. What did it say, queen? Whatever. Cross-dressing or blah, blah, blah. Whatever the fuck they want to call it. It's just some other racist piece of shit term they're picking today. It's all.
You know what's funny? I think about it and I go, okay, isn't this the same as Mrs. Doubtfire?
Yeah.
I mean, isn't it? Somebody dresses up in drag to entertain you?
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's different. That's Robin Williams. It's different.
Well,
he's crazy.
I understand that Miss Huckabee Sanders.
What is crazy? Yeah, probably.
Is going to rebut the State of the Union tonight. Tonight?
Is it tonight? That train
I think it's tonight.
Yeah, but you know what? He's got some good numbers to stand on. Did you hear the jobs report? Dude. Oh, yeah. He's breaking records with his unemployment.
Oh,
He's better than we've gained, like, nearly 4% above pre-COVID numbers. Like, we gained all the COVID stuff we lost, plus. Yeah, so they can fuck off when it comes to that. All the way off.
Right. But, well, that brings me to the question of what is she rebutting? I mean...
I don't know. Interesting.
It can't be the speed at which Biden responded to the Chinese air balloon.
Considering that they themselves, Trump had 3 of them go through in his term and did nothing at all.
Even that, the response from Biden was fairly quick. He waited for it to get over, a non-populated area.
No, he did not wait.
Yes, he did. He waited for it to get over water.
More accurately, he wanted it shot down, but under advisement of his military that wanted to wait. That's what he based his decision on. But his first decision, he wanted it gone. And then he told them in orders, because he said this himself, as soon as you can, take it out. So it was a standing order that when you can, you shoot. That's when the fire happens. So, well, no, it makes a difference. It does.
It really doesn't. If he said as soon as you can, he already gave
how things are getting spun. I could see how that could potentially be spun as some kind of weird freaking. You're right. Ultimately, I mean, and there's nothing wrong with that. I see it as fine. I see it as perfectly reasonable. It makes sense. But from what I'm seeing, the other side do. It's amazing how they're spinning the impossible.
Well, what can Sarah Huckabee Sanders possibly say? Wait, what could she possibly say to rebut anything when her state is such a mess.
My state, yeah.
And the Republican Party is still a mess. They still, in Arizona, they still don't have, I mean, they still think that Kerry Lake won?
Some, yeah. Even Kerry Lake.
Yeah, Kerry Lake, Trump, the Republicans.
And that's causing her more legal troubles, too. In fact, she's under criminal investigation, if I'm not mistaken, now.
Well,
because of financing. Illegal financing.
Well, I mean, so how can they possibly stand up and say anything? You know?
All the fraud that they're looking for and saying that's going on is coming from their own party. All of it.
Look at the Republican Party. Look at the House. Did you know that 3 members of the House were wearing military style pins instead of the flag? They were wearing AR-15 pins.
Wow.
Instead of the flag, the lapel flag pin that they wear. You know, so where are they? I mean, I don't understand. If they're supposed to be law and order, you know, for the people, blah 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 blah, how can they stand there and go, you know, we're not?
People. It's for their people.
Well, I mean, we want the pledge said before every meeting, and yet they're going, well, we don't want the flag on our lapel because we want to put a machine gun there or an assault rifle there.
I do like what I don't remember the guy's name, but the proposal made that it had to make sure that no one could lead the pledge that was involved in an insurrection. I thought that was clever. To Matt Gaetz, actually.
Yeah.
And he fell all over that one.
Gaetz' main response was, but it might hurt you Democrats.
Yeah, he's like, so what? Let's do it anyway.
Like, I'm not concerned about them. I don't care about them.
So what? Let's do it.
If it hurts the Democrats, why don't you go for it?
Right, exactly. That's all the more reason why you should do it.
Right. So what has, I mean, apparently she's the youngest governor. I don't know in history, but I'm pretty sure in recent times.
Yeah, I can't place her.
She's only 40 years old.
Who is she now? What state? Arizona?
No, your state.
Oh, I didn't realize Sarah was that young.
Yeah. So they have her listed as the youngest governor.
Well, she didn't won by merit. You know, she won by family reputation.
I was going to say by name.
Yeah. Perhaps even Trump in this neck of the woods, because finally somebody's Trump 2020 came down. I was elated to see that. They had a big fucking sign, man, a big billboard in front of their friggin' house on a place I go by to get my medication.
Right.
And so yeah, I hated driving by this fucking thing twice, you know. But anyway, the sign looked like it's smashed. You know, the only thing left was the post that held it up. So interesting how it came down.
Is there a big Republican populace in your state?
Oh yeah. This state is on fire red. But where I live in Northwest Arkansas, it's pretty. I'd like to think it's blue, but we're getting crushed. I mean, we're getting gerrymandered out. You know,
But do you see any progress towards turning it purple?
In the people I interact with, out in the population, because I'll talk to whomever, I see more and more people that surprisingly feel the way I do, but are unsurprisingly cautious on when they talk about it in public. Like, there are certain cues you can pick up on to find out if somebody's like-minded or not, I hate to say. And down here, I've noticed that's the conversation changes when they realize who you are. Either for the better or for the worse. Usually,
for lack of a better term, do you see any wishy-washy Republicans, like Republicans who are kind of like fed up with what's going on?
No,
No.
they love what's going on. They love it because they're in control. They're in power. They whatever they say pretty much goes, kind of thing.
So
They
it's
can lie all
none
they
of them.
want to, and
None of them can sit back and go, "Yeah, this isn't good for anybody."
not on the Republican side. I hear it during the Democrat campaigns and things like that. But Democrats get shut down pretty tough here. You know, they the only good liberal is a dead one kind of a situation.
That's a sad state of affairs, my friend.
Yeah.
Well,
Yep.
I live in what they're claiming is a mostly red state. That most of the blue is downstate in the city, or right around, where I am. But I don't know. I the people I run into are more level-headed. They're more, I would say, and you know what? I would say they're more independent. They're more the type of people that go, okay, whatever's best for me is where I'm going. Whether it be Republican or Democrat, if they're going to show me that it's best for me, I'll go
Right,
that
but
way.
is it a selfish best for me, or is it best for only just me and fuck everybody else? What's best for me is that for?
I would have to
Does that
say, well, I don't know, because what's best for me, in other words, putting more food on, food on my table, more money in my pocket,
Right, but
changing-
what about making sure that there's food on your plate tomorrow as well? What about
Let's-
making sure of food security for everybody? We don't
Well,
have food security. We do
We
not
never
have-
will. We never will.
Yes, we will. Absolutely, we can. We're capable of having food.
I'm not saying that we can't. I'm saying we never will.
Why not? Why don't we fight for those things? Why aren't those
Agreed.
things important? That's what I
Agreed.
mean when I say that.
Agreed. You go that way, big companies are going to go out of business.
Bye.
Yeah, but see, that's
But
what
that's what
drives
where
Washington.
those are the steps we need to take.
That's what drives Washington. So you'll never get that.
Yeah. Never say never. It's going to happen whether we're all dead or not. It'll happen where those companies collapse. You can't eat money. That's what it boils down to.
Do you have a problem with homeless in your state?
Problem. I notice them more than I ever have. So I know that the numbers are growing because I see a lot more panhandlers than I used to. But as far as I've never had one approach my car other than from the sidewalk, maybe wave or give a nod or whatever. I haven't had a problem with them from a person.
But you've seen a growing number of houseless people.
Sure, man. My mortgage is dirt cheap. I pay less than rent in mortgage, and I'm like hanging on by my fingernails for being just like any of them. So many people living paycheck to paycheck. It's not a hard stretch, especially in the intermix of COVID and all that, and how little public services that are available to people. You can't hang on. There's no mortgage assistance available for anyone here. So.
If you could sit Sarah Huckabee Sanders down on a one-on-one conversation and tell her your concern and know that she would act upon it, what's the one concern that you would bring to her attention?
One concern?
Yes.
I don't know. I'd have to. It's still the disparity between wages and upper CEOs. We need to close that gap. People are never going to be able to afford it. Where I live, even in my subdivision, every time someone sells a house, like if I sell my house, someone from like Zillow or something like that is going to buy it, and they're going to rent it until there's nothing left of it. And I've noticed probably half of the homes where I live now, I think there's 100 plus homes in this little subdivision I'm in. Half of them are rentals now. So they're paying two plus what I pay in my mortgage easily. So that's tough. I mean, it's they're flooding the market with rentals and not. They're taking away the ability for the average person to compete for a home. You know, because they're
Right.
artificially changing those prices, and that's a problem. 'Cause
Right.
now that puts people homeless. They can't afford $1,500-$1,700 rent for a tiny 3-bedroom house. You know, it's just me and my wife and a few pets. You know, and it's sometimes tight with just that. We've had roommates before, just for a period of time. That's tight. It's tight when you have adults in a space like that. I can't imagine children. You know, I mean, one of my neighbors has like 6 kids. The house at most is a 4-bedroom, and
Right.
there's adults in the house too. There's a few adults. So, wow, I can't imagine. I managed to pop my head in there one day. It is what it is, but it's lived in. You know, with so many people living in such a small space. But what else can you afford? You know, you gotta. I've been homeless. I get it, man. I've lived in my car before. You know, I've lived in before I had a car. You know, whatever. Pitch a tent, tarp. You know, when I was younger. So I'm lucky I'm not there now. But how would suck? Where do you go now? People hate you. They don't give a fuck why you're homeless. You're fucking homeless. Fuck you. Get a fucking job is what, you know, the attitude is of everyday people. They don't realize how close it is for so many people, myself included. You know?
No, I hear you. Absolutely hear you.
My wife is the difference of why we're afloat, because she's so good with that. I don't touch it. I want to spend anything. You know, one person takes care of it, and that's fortunately her. I give her all that credit.
All right, Nat, again, thank you. And I hope she doesn't fuck this up tonight and make everyone look stupid.
Oh no, I want her to. Please make them look stupid. Please make them, just because so many people watch this. Their true colors need to come out. They're coming after Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid. They're coming after that stuff, and they're just trying to hide it to the last minute, just like with this abortion thing. And then it's too late. And once they privatize it, man, we're not going back to it. How do you go back once you've done it?
Right.
You know.
Well, we'll see on the other side of the State of the Union.
Right. Maybe we'll talk about that later.
All right, brother. It's been nice.
Hey.
I'll see you when I see you.